Welcome back. This year has been one of intense uncertainty, tariffs, shifting tax policies, unpredictable market forces that have really left many investors on edge. So we have certified financial expert Jim Lineweaver, also your financial quarterback, joining us to break it all down and share some of the upcoming details of an event that he has that is really going to help with all this. I can't wait to hear more about this event. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
But with all of the uncertainty that does seem to exist out there right now, where do we go with that?
Well, the issue is that there can be something called an optimism gap that people kind of fall into, and I think there's getting a more complacency in the market today. Because when you really peel back the onion, there's some underlying issues that are starting to develop. You're starting to get, unemployment pick up a little bit. You're starting to see some signs of inflation from the tariffs, but you also have the market at unprecedented highs. So when people get complacent, you just got to be very careful that you're going to put some protections in place, because traditionally September and October are also volatile months for the market.
So investor optimism does seem pretty high right now. Still, it's that's exciting in a way. But
yes.
What do the numbers tell us if we're reading between the numbers really on all that?
Yeah, so let's put it in perspective. So right now, the market measured by the S&P 500 is trading at about 22 times earnings is how they measure it. On average, over the last 30 years, it's been 17. So if you think about it, to get back to your averages, there has to be a major event that has to occur. And we're not predicting that yet or anything, but we just have to be cautious. Also, if you look at the NASDAQ, which is a tech-heavy, the top 100 stocks of the tech industry, that is outpacing our GDP by 105%. So to put that in perspective, back in the dot-com bubble in 2000, that whole NASDAQ only represented 65% of GDP, and we're now at 105% of GDP. So it's outperforming our entire country's gross domestic product. That's kind of out of line, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. And then also you have, because of the AI boom, you have Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA that are representing 20% of the S&P 500, which is 500 stocks. So the top three represent 20%. So we just got to be careful, because some things are getting pretty inflated.
Well, that's why I have him. That's why I invest my money with, because I mean it's nerve-wracking, and that's why we need experts to kind of help us through all of this. I mean, when you talk about the turbulence and the tariffs and everything going on, where do we go from here?
Well, what happens is you need a professional, whether, and you should be seeing a certified financial planner, but you really want to assemble a team, because you got to look at the big, beautiful bill, right, that's come out.
Yeah.
There's some of these things sunset in 2028, some things are permanent. So you have to make sure you take advantage of these in order to really make sure that you're minimizing taxes and getting the best opportunities with your investments, but also putting some protection around it as well. So you need a good team on your side.
Well, and I love that, because it's not that you try to act like you know about everything. You bring in the best people in every field, so that you're hosting this event.
Yes. That's
coming up here. When is it? And who all are you bringing in for this?
Yeah, it's going to be on Luca West. It's on your screen. It's going to be, there's a dinner on Tuesday, September 9th at 5:30, and then Thursday we're having a lunch and a dinner. And what we're going to do is we're going to be having a full team. So we're going to have an attorney there, representing the legal side. We have our chief investment officer on the investment side. We have myself, and then we have Mark heading up the tax team.
So Mark is great. And I will say, it is so great to have your tax person with your financial planner, because it makes everything so easy come tax time.
It does.
The best. But again, the fact that you're offering this, I know limited seating,
yes,
right?
So
jump on that, and you said again, how can they make sure they have a seat?
They can actually log on to lineweaver.net, or they can go to the 800 number that was on your screen.
Now, everybody has a different take in whatever financial aspect that they're in. And what are your thoughts on when people say, okay, we're worried about where the stock market is doing so well, I'm worried I need to pull my money out of stocks and put it somewhere else?
Yeah, well, that's where emotions get involved, and you can't let your emotions dictate your portfolio and things, because that's how you get in a lot of trouble, right? Because what's going to happen is most people would then be buying high and selling low. That's where the optimism trap is. Boy, the market's been so good, I got to get in. And that's one of the worst things you could do. So you need somebody out there, professional, that can help balance your emotions with good strategies on the investment, but also the tax side, to really make sure, like for people getting ready to retirement or into retirement, that they have a successful portfolio and retirement.
Go to the website, lineweaver.net, sign up for that wonderful dinner that they're having. You'll learn so much from all of this, one of those two dinners. And again, that's why he takes the stress out of it from me, I'll tell you that. And I always appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in today. Always appreciate you. And from game day snacks to the return of your favorite fall eats, an assortment of items to add to your cart when we return. But I just want to remind you again that you can always watch Jim Lineweaver for your quarterback Sunday, right? It's happening Sunday mornings. What time?
About 9:50.
9:50.
So right before the 10 o'clock.
9:50. So don't ever take that for granted. All right. Thank you so much for coming in. There's a quick look at it once again. You can always call the number there on your screen, 216-520-1711. Thanks, Jim.